Are we back on?
We're back on.
Oh,
Now we were
okay.
talking about how long your mom been deceased.
Yeah.
So you said 71. It is 21. So that's been 50 years.
50
What month
years.
was it?
October.
Oh, almost 50 years. That's
But I told you I cried every day, and Uncle Marlon, he didn't understand why I was crying. But
and it's so because I was married at the time my mom died, and I look back. I've never had a supportive mate, and when you go through a traumatic experience like that, if you don't have somebody there that's understanding, you have to do it alone.
yeah,
You have to really I had to block out everything, and I had my daughter at the time, and I used to tell her a lot, like, I don't remember, because I really just, you block it out. You just, all you know is I gotta go to work. I gotta take care
Tyler
of the
was a
kids.
little bitty baby.
I didn't have a husband to do shit. Like, he worked, but as far as I'm a cook on Sunday, that was it. But to be supportive and helpful and let me get the kids in the shower and pick up the slack, you experience something as like losing your mother, and you don't have a supportive mate, it's so traumatic.
It is very traumatic. You feel like an orphan for real.
You feel like an orphan. Like, I never had him to give me a hug. I never had him to say, "Are you okay?" I never had him to, like, just pick up the slack.
Yeah, saying I'm here with you.
And even knowing, because my mother lived with us for 2 years, knowing
sure did.
my mom died the way she died, never once did you say, "Are you okay?" Like, he would get in my son's ass about him crying. And I'm like, this baby lost his grandmother. It was never a like time my mom was not with my son Mark or my nephew, Day. And then my babies, they were little, but even as she stayed there, she was with them kids all the time. And it may have been something where she knew, I don't have much longer, so I'm going to spend every day that I can. Because I remember
with the babies,
a few weeks before she died, she went out and bought a whole new comforter set, paint, everything. And she specifically told me, "I want you to paint this room for Kyla."
Really?
And I'm like,
oh man,
I get around to it. Like, you don't need to be smelling that paint. You're not feeling good. And it was the next week after she died, my ex-husband, he went in there, he changed out her linen, put the new comforter set on, as if that was going to be okay. And it was like, okay, that's better. I'm like, no, fool. Like, my mom just died. Like, I don't want to talk. I got to process this whole thing. And you changing the linens was supposed to be
fix
just okay.
Yeah,
no, so I remember my cousin came the next week. I was like, let me clean out her stuff. I got rid of that, whatever I got,
that's
right away.
That's like, hard. Yeah, some of her things you had.
I didn't want to hold on to that. I went over to Kame's house, started cleaning up, like, okay, Mike, let's do this. And Gail came down the hill. And but that house was just never the same.
No, it's
and my cousin, he came by, helped me paint the room.
Now, which cousin?
Elwin.
Oh, Elwin.
He helped me paint the room. So that was the paint that she had just bought. So we got the room all together. But her room ended up becoming our room because I never had the comfort.
Oh, really?
And months later, one day I just went in there and I just laid down in the bed where she had been every day. And I slept to the next day. It was like she just held me.
Oh, in her bed.
And I never left that bed until I left out that house. So
it's something about where they were.
It just was comforting. Because I would cry every night.
Every night.
And that was that one night I just like, okay, I'm just going to go lay in the bed. And I slept probably, I got to do what I need to do for the kids, but I laid down. And that was when depression set in.
That's it. Yeah, you feel that too. And the average man, your partner, they don't understand that. They want you to get up and get over it. And see, I was young. I was 17 when Mama died.
Wow. Was you still in school?
Yeah. She died that October. She died that October. And I was so depressed. And I went to the counselor. She said, well, you got enough credits. You don't have to come here. So I left in October, but I came back that May and
graduate.
got my diploma, graduated. But I couldn't do nothing but cry. That's all.
And that's all. That's how you deal with it. And a lot of times you cry alone.
Alone, and that's the
Cry
best
alone.
cry.
It's the best
It's the
cry.
best one by yourself.
And even now, like a couple weeks ago, I just cried. I just sat in the little small bathroom, and it's like I cried alone.
Yeah, that's the best.
I cried over Keith, and I cried over my mom.
Oh, that is so
but
healing,
that
ain't it?
feeling, yeah.
Oh my God.
And then I come out, get it together, take a shower. They good. Keep it pushing.
And this is what I do sometimes when I'm crying about Keith. I'll tell him, I said, Keith, this is for you. These tears, as I feel you, I got to let them go.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe
And
I don't
sometimes
want
they
to
come
cry.
without knowing.
Yeah, I don't want to cry so much till my face swells up.
Because my face do
But
that.
yeah, that
And
red.
then I go look in the mirror.
Yeah,
like,
I try to clean up.
you still cute.
And the tears, the water, whatever, just comes out.
And it makes you feel better.
It makes you feel better. It does. So.
And I tell people all the time that it's gonna be days you just need to cry. Just let it go. Nobody has to care or have to understand.
Nobody even have to know.
Nobody have to know. So each time I would just go in the bathroom and I would just bawl. And it was a little small bathroom space, so nobody knew.
Nobody know how you.
And then when I come out, I get in the shower, drop some Alcon A in my eyes, and
and you
keep it pushing.
Yeah, you keep it pushing.
You could probably feel my spirit was a little down.
Yeah, down.
But like when I get down, I just get quiet.
Yeah.
I get quiet.
And see, by me being here by myself and not going anywhere, because when I'm having them crying spells, I don't even talk on the phone.
And I think about you often because it was right here. He took his last breath, technically.
Right on the floor over there. It's
And I'm like,
yeah,
she got to
how
walk
you
through
do
here.
that? Somebody asked me, why do you stay here? And it's where he died.
Where do you go?
Yeah, what am I gonna do?
And it's like in secretly, it almost seems like, cause he told me all the time. We had talked about cremation 2 weeks prior.
Before he died, really?
And we was talking about we didn't want large services and just say what you just need to say and tell your ass. Like, I'm like, man, I don't need to be talking about this. But we were just
he knew he was
so
dying.
close. He knew he was dying. He kept saying he was tired.
Yeah, he was tired. And he would tell me all the time, Mama, I'm not going to go back in the hospital no more. I don't want no more blood transfusions.
He said he tired.
He tired. He was tired.
I'm like, why you so tired?
Tired of pain. And see the thing about with the blood, he was anemic with it too. And he would be freezing cold. And we'd be hot.
So I try to look at if there's a positive, but you did get to see him.
I saw it.
As opposed to
when
I went to the hospital, it's just like
you saw
I
him
relived
dead.
that moment with the tubes and
he had tubes in his head and his mouth.
The compression still on his chest, and it's just your soul.
So they
gone.
had the stuff in his mouth too.
It was still trying to resuscitate, and it's just a cold body.
Cold, because you know what? When I heard the noise of him falling, and I came in here, and he was on the floor, and Eve was giving him the resuscitation. And I said, how did this happen? She said, oh, Mama, I called 911. Oh, God, come on, Keith. And then I heard it.
That gurgle.
And I said, oh, my God, he gone. And that was it. I just didn't have no more energy to, I don't know. But
and I'm
Eve
still
kept
walking
on.
in there like, when I walked through those doors, and I seen Tony come out, and I just knew.
When he came out, he broke down.
He was like, you don't have to go in there. And I just had to hold him, me and Michonne, and I'm like, okay. And I just wish I could just thank the priest, the chaplain, because it's just 3 months ago, so quarantine's still in effect.
Yes,
and I was just like, I don't even remember what I said, but the 2 guys was like, well, let me go here and get the chaplain, the 2 some other ER guys, and he just came in here, and I was like, I got my mask, and he was like, just come in. And I was like, I've heard so many stories where the family hadn't been allowed in the hospital, and he was like, come here, just come on. And when I walked through, it was just like, he was right there, and it's just
Keith
like,
was there.
when I walked through that door, it was hard.
I kind of regret I didn't see him So then I'm glad that I didn't do it because
you saw him when you needed to.
I saw him
because
when they took him out.
A lot of times I close my eyes and I have to see. That's another memory I have to.
Yeah, you have to. Because when I walk by that spot now, I was looking there and say, boy, you took your life today. You left us. Man, that boy, I tell you, because he died that evening about 3 o'clock. They took his body out and his arm was dangling. And in my mind, I wanted to put his arm back on and cover him up because he's going to be cold.
Because he's going to be cold.
So I said, now he already dead. Just leave him alone. But when they took him out of here, that's when that storm came.
Yep, it snowed because we didn't even get to have a service when we
Sure didn't. It was, and we were iced in and electricity and stuff.
That boy, because we buried in Glory Friday, and the storm came Saturday.
And that's something.
And so I'm rushing. I don't even remember driving.
How him and Gloria leave like that? It's crazy.
That's the freakiest thing we've ever had.
Yeah, y'all having to wait for Aunt Gloria.
And I'm there.
And then they tell you Keith is dead while you at a wake.
And it was like, we can't. And Gail, I looked at that look on, it was like that same look of fear on her face when she called me about Aunt Gloria. Like, you need to get over here now. Come here. She was like, come here. And I was like, what's wrong? She was like, they can't resuscitate Keith. And I just, but she ran out to that car and was like, boom, boom. I was like, what? And she was like, Shay, you okay? I said, no. She said, I need you to be okay because we got to have you here. I was like, man. Need somebody to drive? I was like, no, I'm good. And I
don't know how you drove.
Out like a bat out of hell with hazard lights on, passing the police officers, and I'm just like, y'all gonna have
directly to the hospital. Or did you come by the house?
I came by the house.
Came by here
because I think he was still here.
And then you went to the hospital.
Then me and Tony went to the hospital.
I see my mind is just a blank. Who came, when, how, and in my mind, I don't know why I wasn't laying on the floor having a fit. That'd be the right time to go crazy.
It's just I don't know, you don't know how to react.
Yeah, but I'm saying, and when I look back at the past, why didn't I go crazy and just lose my mind?
You didn't know how.
So I guess I would never go crazy.
It's just the emotional. You should stop emotionally.
I did.
Because like a couple of months ago, I'm driving down, coming out of Pleasant Grove, and I get right over Lancaster. And I just break down. I'm like, bitch, what's wrong with you? and then it's just like, I get probably right there at QT in 35. And then it was just like, I'm still just bawling, can't see. I'm like,
can't
bitch,
see
what
how
the
to drive.
fuck is wrong with you? And it just clicked right at that light. Like, this where you was driving? So everything just came to.
When you've got the words in the same
spot. I'm coming up Leadbetter. I'm talking about, and it was rush hour traffic.
She was, right, because it was like 3:30, almost 4 o'clock.
I don't remember. But I did that same thing one time. My mom called me. She was sick. They was rushing her from the emergency room at her job. And she was like, they getting ready to take me to the emergency room. And I had to go from all the way by Kimball High School to Regal and...
Oh, I know, that hospital.
That hospital where she's working. Which is probably like a 20-minute drive. By the time they get ready to put her in the ambulance, she looking at me like smiling like,
how did you get here so fast?
How fast was you driving? I was like, I don't remember. I just heard you say
just coming there.
Emergency ambulance, and here I am.
I'm saying, with that, it just puts you on a state of caution all the time. And I don't want to be like that, but when the phone rings sometimes, I say, oh my God, who is it now?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like that.
Even at night, I turn my ring off.
Yeah, those night calls.
I still be fearful in the morning to look at my phone.
That you missed some kind of tragic thing, and I don't know. I don't know. That was a rough time.
Yeah, because I can even remember when Steve-O died. And they called me that morning. And the first thing I said, because it was early. And it was, I don't know who, it may have been Big Mama. And the first thing I said was, what's wrong?
You knew something wrong?
What happened? Because don't nobody call me. And ain't nobody gonna call that much. And what happened? And
Yeah, he got shot.
It's just you just like,
He died instantly, wasn't it?
I'm sure, but just the emptiness of
Yeah, it's
and
just
we all gotta die.
yeah. That's the thing about it, and I
We
don't
don't
like
know
to be
how.
morbid and you know when you talk to the counselor, first thing they ask you, have you had any suicidal thoughts and blah blah blah.
And I always tell them, hell yeah, I'm not gonna act on it.
Yeah.
Shit, you gonna give me a check? Then
Did you tell them? If I tell them, they'd be ready to lock me
They don't. I
up.
tell my doctor all the time I have homicidal and suicidal thoughts, but I ain't gonna act on them.
I don't even
And
tell
they
them.
don't never
that.
put me in the hospital.
They locked me up one time.
But my doctor know I'm thrown anyway, so.
Oh, see, I'm supposed to be an intelligent woman. Shoot.
And they're like,
They asked me, do I ever?
but they won't give me no Xanax. Shit, the fuck? You need to go see a therapist. I just told you what's wrong with me. Give me my pills.
And you know how to diagnose your own.
Yeah,
Girl,
I just told you what I need. I need some Adipex to lose weight.
Look,
and
I
some
got
Xanax.
some Xanax in there.
But
And
nah.
they told me to quit taking them because I could die. So I said, ooh. So I quit taking them Xanaxes. But
Child, but they won't give me none. You need to go see your therapist. Why? Because all I'm gonna do is end up cussing her out. Like,
Oh
bitch,
my
we just
God.
had this discussion. What? You're not helping me. So
this is my I don't know, my baby, because when you were born, I still got that picture of you, and you got 4 months old. And I would tell everybody, this is my baby. People would believe it. It was just my baby. Yeah, I didn't get a girl with Tony, but I got you. So
yeah, I am.
that's amazing. That's my
And
daughter.
I've been around. I was passing by Sutter the other day.
Oh, Sutter
I
Street.
said, man, all this memories over here. Just come over ain't married.
just
And
come
I'm like,
over.
I think my mom used to go over her brother's house every weekend, every other weekend.
Sure did. She did.
But we sure was there for the major fights.
Yeah, the fight
And
all
parties.
that.
And
Mhm.
I didn't have no excitement. Like, unless I went over to your house.
Yeah.
And
All the
it's
little
like-
kids was like that. We had and
Yeah.
just had a good time and
But my aunt Aunt Gail brought it to my attention. She said, me and Doris have always been the ones that just reach out to people.
sure
And I
did.
tell people all the time, if it wasn't for my mother, I would not know any of my mother's side of the family. Because
really.
nobody ever came around to our house. You know,
No,
except
they
for the
didn't.
immediate people.
Yeah,
But
I sure did.
for the most part, my mom
she
always
didn't
visited
have nobody,
people.
but she didn't have anybody coming over her house.
No,
She
I mean, I may have been because my daddy, he like, ain't nobody come
Yeah,
over
he
there,
didn't-
which is fine. You know, a lot of times you don't want people in your
But you
circle.
know, you probably don't know this. Do you remember your mama and your daddy came and babysit over on Sutter for a whole weekend? Weekend diaries. So me and Mama.
My dad?
Yeah.
Old dude?
Me and Mama went to Mexico. Old Mexico. And we set up everything and they babysit Sherry, Keith, and Tony. And y'all were there.
I mean, we had to be, but I
You don't remember.
that.
Sure
You
did.
know, people don't talk about shit, but
They were babies. And I guess your mom and your daddy slept in me and Uncle Marlon
what the hell?
bedroom.
Oh, dude, he
Yeah, he was
don't
there.
seem like he babysitting
I'm
nobody.
gonna ask him, do he remember that?
I'm gonna ask him. You remember?
He sure did. They both
You
of them.
remember babysitting? Shit, I can't. Have you ever babysitted my kids?
he babysit everybody. Sure did. We had a good
What?
time.
That's a
In
soft
Mexico.
side.
It was years ago. Little Mama was a baby then. Tony was a baby.
Wow, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, we go way back. I tell you.
Yeah, I can't say, I reach out and connect to people, but my circle is my circle. And,
Yeah.
I always think it's unfair that one person has to be the one to reach out to other people.
Yeah.
If you want to keep a connection with people, you put forth an effort
The effort.
to
That's
keep
it.
connection.
To keep it. Uh-huh.
Like my cousins and I were tight. But if you want to connect, it shouldn't be one side.
One side.
Like, put
Just
forth
like
the effort.
Keith in his last days, he started reaching out.
Yeah,
to
he started
everybody.
reaching out.
He called everybody.
But it took me saying, dude, pick up the phone and quit acting funny and call somebody. Like,
and he did it, didn't he?
and he did it.
And he
Yeah.
called his daddy.
He called his dad.
And told
'cause
him he
I
loved
had
him.
to get him his ass that Sunday.
That was his birthday. And he
yeah,
called
his birthday.
daddy.
I said, boy, call your daddy. Quit all that bullshit. But we talk like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear that. Just call your daddy. Whatever it is, you don't want to hear what the hell he got to say. Hang on the phone.
Yeah.
Tell him you love him, boop, boop, boop. So he took my advice on that too, and I'm really, really,
That
really
was amazing.
glad
And
he
here it
did.
is at Sunday, and At Thursday, Keith is gone. So he's straight
day after
out
my
of
birthday. But
Joe.
I was like,
oh man,
because
I wish my life. I mean, when I leave, I wish I could. You know,
I think we may know.
We know when we're gonna leave. We got a premonition. I think we
have a premonition of when.
Yeah, when it's time to go.
But it's like me, personally, like I stayed to myself. I love who I love. I love what I love. But at the end of it all, if someone leaves here before me, I always want to feel like I gave them their flowers. Like,
yeah, while they're living, that's what they say.
It's
a nice blouse. Get out here.
Girl, this is on sale at a Nike outlet, and I don't even do Nike like that, but it was cute. My favorite color.
Give them flowers.
So I just give them flowers. Like, I be at ease living in my grandmother's home because I know I did what I could for
you did.
Both parties. And I know if you call me, I'm there. But a lot of times I don't feel like that with people. And when you don't feel like that, you don't have to keep dealing with those people.
So you mean don't keep doing it to try to make you feel better in the situation.
If you know you did what you needed to do and
you just bless them and go on.
You just bless them and go on. Don't block your blessings because instead of hold on to stuff that's really non-existent or trying to make something out of it.
Oh, it's non-existent anyway. Just
because the same way you put forth the effort, the same way the person you put forth the effort with can put forth the effort with you.
Yeah, that's right.
You make time for what you
want to make time for. That's it.
Everybody's phone working. You text somebody.
Oh,
if you don't want to talk to them, just say, hey, this ain't what I want to do. Good, thanks for boo, boo, boo. Don't lie and say, I'm going to text you back. Don't lie and say, I'm going to call you back. And you don't. Why deal with that?
I know.
So,
guys, this is my darling baby. And we're on an adventure. Nietzsche D. We're on an adventure. And we're discovering so much about spirituality and just different things. And you're going to get the dream catcher, huh?
I'm going to have to.
Yeah, get you a dream catcher.
But do it work when you awake?
I don't know.
Because I don't dream when I sleep. I think I be so drugged up.
I have mine. I used to have it over bed, but I have it over the lamp. As long as it's in your room, it'll calm me down. It gets you some amethyst, too.
That's my birthstone.
Yeah, get that amethyst, and every time you pass by, touch it. And that's why I keep it in the hallway. When I walk by there, I touch it.
Yeah, so. See why she got them voodoo dolls over there.
I never thought about them being voodoo dolls.
Well, from the distance, I'm telling you, they look like the little people.
Yeah, because there's two of them up there and their legs dangling out. There's the Buddha right there.
I say Buddha.
He doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, protecting.
What's the voodoo doll doing? But anyway, we gonna go. This girl had me laughing. I gotta figure out how to get out of this gown next time.
I ain't happy. I'm gonna watch her.
If my titties wasn't so big, I could pull it on down, but they ain't going no further. So how we gonna do this?
Because them bastards on her knees.
You right.
That ain't happening. Well, it was good. Hope y'all get something out of this.
Yeah.
I'm Nietzsche D.
Nietzsche D. We'll be back, guys. Oh my God. Bye-bye. You're a fool.